the forecast, things looking crazy. A storm on the horizon, the pressure is low. Gotta get moving, put on a show. The news is all buzzing, state of alert, but we've got a plan, we're ready to work. Emergency Management Associates, we're here for the crisis, we're here for the fates. From the first sign of trouble to the all clear sign, we're on the front lines, we're one of a kind. Emergency Management Associates, we're the calm in the chaos, we're opening gates, connecting the dots and making the calls. We're picking you up when you're starting to fall. See a little fire or a rising flood, we're a well-oiled machine, we're running in the mud. From the city hall meetings to the rescue teams, turning worst case scenarios into hopeful dreams. We're training the people, we're stocking the gear, we're the team you can count on when trouble is near. Emergency Management Associates, we're here for the crisis, we're here for the fates. From the first sign of trouble to the all clear sign, we're on the front lines, we're one of a kind. Emergency Management Associates, we're the calm in the chaos, we're opening gates, connecting the dots and making the calls. We're picking you up when you're starting to fall. It's more than a job, it's a calling, you see. Prepared for the present and what's yet to be. Every second counts, we're ready to react for our communities. We're making an impact. Emergency Management Associates, we're here for the crisis, we're here for the fates. From the first sign of trouble to the all clear sign, we're on the front lines, we're one of a kind. Emergency Management Associates, we're the calm in the chaos, we're opening gates, connecting the dots and making the calls. We're picking you up when you're starting to fall. Yeah, we're picking you up, ready to go. EMA, let's get this show on the road.
Let's get this show on the road, guys. What do you say? Let's do it right now. Okay? Let's do it right now. My name is Ron Tyler with the Emergency Management Associates. I'm coming to you from the broadcast studios in the heart of North Carolina, 392 miles west of Kitty Hawk Beach, North Carolina. We're far enough away from the beach where nothing's going to happen to us out here. There's not going to be any earthquake that could cause a tsunami up where we live, but we could have an earthquake here. We could have an earthquake here. It's happened before. About 4 years ago. 5 years ago. We had a 5.0 earthquake, actually 5.1 earthquake near Sparta, North Carolina, which was about an hour and 45 minutes north of where we live. Now, this was a big earthquake. I talked to you before about this. This was a very big earthquake. It happened in August of that year. Big earthquake. Knocked homes and businesses off their foundations, emptied out cupboards, dumped silverware, dumped glasses, plates, and other things on the floor, and broken millions of pieces. It emptied file cabinets. All kinds of things happened, all kinds of damage, but they have survived. There was no loss of life. Very little else happened. They have a few minor repairs to the roads, and they were on the road again. Now, this can happen again, okay? We still had some shaking in Sparta, North Carolina at the beginning of this year. It can happen again and again and again and again. Why? Because of the Mid-Atlantic Fault. The Mid-Atlantic Fault is moving. It's expanding. Let's bring up the USGS map here. First, I'm going to take down our banner here. Bring up the USGS map here. I want to talk about this. Okay? Then we want to discuss this. This is important information for everybody. Very important information for everybody. Everybody concerned. I'm going to take down a webcam intermittently here for a second. I'm going to come back to this slide of Cuba. There was a big earthquake here in Cuba today. We'll come back to this in just a few minutes here. Okay? Now, what's happened? What's happened? Okay? Let me move this earthquake map a little bit. Let's go out here to the Mid-Atlantic Fault. Out here in the southern Mid-Atlantic here. As I said before, we've had earthquakes down here in the South Sandwich Islands. The other day we had one earthquake down here in the Bellany Islands, a 5.3 earthquake here south of New Zealand. Guess what? I thought that would take at least a week, week and a half for that seismic energy to move over here to the Atlantic Ocean. Guess what? Took a matter of 24 hours. The seismic energy moved up here to the southern Mid-Atlantic Fault. Today, earlier today, we had a 5.0 earthquake here. 5.0, not a 5.3 like happened in the Bellany Islands, but this is a 5.0 large earthquake here in the South Mid-Atlantic. Okay, again, what have we been telling you? What have we been telling you guys? The Mid-Atlantic Fault is moving just like this. It's expanding. As that expansion happens, the Mid-Atlantic Fault is going to push Africa and Europe in easterly directions like this on the same hand. What else is going on? It's going to push South America, Central America, Mexico, US and Canada, and even Greenland in a east-southeasterly direction, or west-southwesterly direction like this. Okay, the Mid-Atlantic Fault is moving, expanding. Okay, that's what's happening. Now that happened today. 5.0 earthquake here in the southern Mid-Atlantic Ocean. Over here in the Caribbean, we had a big earthquake here. Okay, this was a 5.8 earthquake here. Where did it come from? Okay, what big, huge fault line, what undersea tectonic plate caused this earthquake? The Cayman Ridge. The Cayman Ridge originates down here near Guatemala. You're here in Guatemala. Now, the interesting thing is, the Cayman Ridge originates here in Guatemala and moves easterly through the Caribbean Ocean. Then all of a sudden it moves north for about 100 miles. Okay? After that, it continues its easterly route just south of the Cayman Islands here. Okay? Continues easterly north of Jamaica here. It goes then over here to southern Cuba, skirts the coast of southern Cuba. That's where this big earthquake here happened today. USGS is calling this a 5.8 earthquake, but guess what? This started out as a 6.3. This began as a 6.3 earthquake. But guys, I checked the dynamics of this earthquake. I checked the data. This is not a 6.3 earthquake. It was also not a 5.8. This is more like a 5.9, 6.0. All the data points to being at least a 5.9 to 6.0. The data shows that. Even on the back seismologist study page, USGS shows two listings for earthquakes, a 5.8 and a 5.9. But it does not provide earthquake details, does not provide seismic details for the 5.8. Although they have this listed as a 5.8 earthquake here. It was not a 5.8, but it was at least a 5.9, 6.0. They have a 5.9 data here. The back seismologist study page has 5.9 data. Now, it's very unusual because it doesn't show too much 5.9, but it does show some 6.0 listings from the seismograms in the area. Okay, this is more like a 5.9, 6.0 earthquake. Okay, now this seismic energy is continuing east here. We've seen it here just south of the Cuban border here, out in the Caribbean Sea. Also, this other earthquake was a secondary earthquake. It was an aftershock. This is a 4.7 aftershock, guys. 6.2 miles, 10 kilometers deep here. The seismic energy is moving along the Cayman Ridge here. It's going out into the Atlantic Ocean. It runs east over the north side of the Dominican Republic and Haiti, continues its eastbound journey here north of Puerto Rico, going out here into the Atlantic Ocean here, okay, north of the U.S. and British Virgin Islands, out here in the Atlantic. Then it continues out here, but it turns directions. It turns south. Turns south here. South of Leeward Islands it goes. Continues here. Okay. Then it starts turning to a westerly direction down here. It runs into Venezuela, the Cayman Ridge. Now, let's back out here. Let's go back over here to the Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico. Over here on the southeast end of the Dominican Republic here. This earthquake is in what they call the Mona Strait. M-O-N-A Strait here. Okay? Mona Passage. Guys, this is a 2.7 magnitude earthquake. 2.7 magnitude earthquake. It's the only one here in the Mona Passage. Okay? Up here to the north, just south of the Cayman Ridge. Okay? Earthquake here, 3.5 here, 3.5. This is northwest of Puerto Rico here. 35 miles north of Isabela, Puerto Rico. Further out here to the east, also north of San Juan, Puerto Rico here. This is a 3.6 small earthquake. Okay? These earthquakes were dropped by the Cayman Ridge, along with this earthquake right here. Okay? This is just southwest of Cruz Bay, U.S. Virgin Islands. USGS has this in northeast of Cruz Bay. It's not. This is actually southwest of Cruz Bay, U.S. Virgin Islands. Again, USGS cannot get the directions straight here. Sad, but true. Now, there are two other earthquakes here in southwestern Puerto Rico. These two earthquakes have nothing to do with Cayman Ridge. Three earthquakes. These earthquakes have nothing to do with Cayman Ridge. These earthquakes are, however, aftershocks of two large earthquakes almost 7 years ago. Going on 7 years ago. Okay? Back in 2019, December 26th and December 28th, 2019, we had an 8.0 and an 8.4 earthquake respectively. 8.0 December 26th and 8.4 on December 28th. They were man-made earthquakes. Man-made earthquakes. Let me show you something. Okay? Why did they happen? Because this organization right here. This organization right here. Now, please do not put this in the chat. Please do not put this abbreviation in the chat. YouTube will take me down for sure. These people caused it. 3 different locations revved up their antennas, revved up their radio information, revved up their transmitters. Over in Norway, over in Russia, and northwestern Australia. They turned on their transmitters and they made sure their antennas were triangulating Puerto Rico that morning. That morning, they had an 8.0 earthquake on December 26th, and again on December 28th, they had an 8.4. Completely damaging Puerto Rico, knocking out electricity all over the island here, knocking out power, destroying homes, destroying businesses, and all over the island, specifically down here in southwestern Puerto Rico. People could not return into their homes. They pulled their bedroom furniture out on their lawns. They lived in homes, they put their bedroom furniture out on the lawn, slept outdoors. They thought their homes were going to be destroyed with these earthquakes. Some of them were. Some of the businesses were totally destroyed. This was a very major earthquake. 8.0 and 8.4 earthquakes. Incredible. Also, the second earthquake. Knocked over a huge sandstone sculpture out here on the beaches here. Huge natural sandstone sculpture here on the beaches, knocked over. The sandstone sculpture is like a huge arch, like you find in Arches National Park, Utah. Completely took that sculpture down. Natural, God-made sculpture. Took it down to the ground in pieces. Unreal. That's what men with greed do. Men that have greed in their hearts, want to destroy people, want to destroy property, that's what they did. Again, a lot of property was destroyed. Power is down over the island for months. They did not have any buried power lines at all. But there are power poles with electric lines going above the properties. Those electric lines, those power poles were knocked down. The shaking took them down. After the shaking happened, more aftershocks continued until today. Today we have 3 aftershocks here. This earthquake is a 2.1 minor earthquake, southwest of Guanica, Puerto Rico. 2.1 earthquake here. This earthquake is a 2.6 minor earthquake here, 4 miles south of Guanica, Puerto Rico. We'll go a little bit further to the east here. This earthquake is a 2.3 minor earthquake here, southwest of Indios, Puerto Rico. They say it's 2 miles southwest of Indio, Puerto Rico. Let's take a look at this, okay? I just love doing this. Let's look at this. They say it's southwest of Guanica, or southwest of Indio, Puerto Rico. I don't think so. Nowhere near southwest. Probably to the northeast. Here. Probably to the northeast here. Let's look at this other earthquake here. Okay. This earthquake is south here in the Caribbean Sea, 4 miles south of Guanica. Let's zoom in here. Right there. Guanica, Puerto Rico. Okay? One of my dear friends, Dominic, lives here in Guanica, Puerto Rico. Good friend. He's captain of the Puerto Rican Police Department, captain of the Puerto Rican Police Force. Okay? This one further to the south here I talked about at the beginning. right here. This is a 2.1 south, 6 miles south-southwest of Guanica, out here in the Caribbean Sea. Okay? That's what happened when you have major earthquakes like this. 8.0, 8.4 earthquakes. 2 separate days, 2 days between them. Unreal. Unreal. That's down here in the Caribbean. Okay? The earthquakes north there were dropped off by the Cayman Ridge. Dropped off here by the tectonic plate. This is a 2.5 earthquake here. This is a 3.6 here. North San Juan, like I said. This one over here is southwest of Cruz Bay, U.S. and British Virgin Islands here. Okay, that's that. Now, just a few minutes ago, we had another earthquake here, Central America. This is a 4.6 earthquake here. Just happened. Heard it come across my phone here. A 4.6 earthquake here. 4 miles west of Cañas Gordas, Panama. West of Cañas Gordas, Panama. Let's zoom in here. I've never heard of Cañas Gordas, Panama before. 4 miles west of it can't be very far. I don't see it anywhere. You see Santo Domingo here. Santa Cecilia up here to the northeast. Directly north, this is just a bunch of mountains here. Probably the earthquake fault here in this area, running north and south through Panama. Okay. Down here further south is Chiqueros, Panama. Out here to the southeast is Villa Zapote, Panama. I don't see anything Cañas anywhere here in Panama. USGS must have their direction switched here. Anyway, this is in the mountains region. I believe this is on the earthquake fault here, running north and south through Panama. Okay, that's what that is. Okay. Now, this is the only earthquake here in Central America listed here today. It's fascinating to me, utterly fascinating. The USGS would only show one earthquake here. There are 12 earthquakes here in Central America. 12 earthquakes. They show one earthquake. Fabulous thing. Over here, you see Guatemala here, right there. Between Guatemala here, to the north, we have southern Mexico. Going all the way up here to Puerto Vallarta. There are 62 earthquakes here in southern Mexico. 62 earthquakes between Puerto Vallarta all the way down here to Guatemala. Yet they're only showing us one earthquake here. Actually, they show us a few here, right here. That's because one of them was a moderate earthquake here. This is a 4.1 moderate earthquake here. 4.1 earthquake here. This is 21, 22 miles deep. This is a 4.3 earthquake. This is 19 miles deep. This is another 4.3. This is 22 miles deep. So we have two 4.3s and a 4.1. This 4.1 and this 4.3 are the same depth. This 4.1 and this 4.3 right here are the same depth. That tells me they're in the same place. Same place. Okay, why? When we have an earthquake like this, guys, this is part of the Cocos Plate. Yes, it is on land. Down here you see the Cocos Plate. Okay? When we have seismic energy here, a lot of the time, the earthquakes here are a result of seismic energy, tectonic plate movement. Tectonic plate movement. I believe that's where these three earthquakes came from. But what about the other 46 earthquakes here in southern Mexico? USGS is not showing any of them. Do they ever show all of them? No, they don't. They usually only show one earthquake. Quite astounding to me. Quite huge, astounding to me. I don't get it. I don't get it. I never will. That's because the agency doesn't like to tell us the truth. Rarely, if ever, do they ever tell us the truth here or anywhere else around the globe. They either hide earthquakes or they don't even show any of them. They hide earthquakes around the globe, including here in California. They're still hiding earthquakes today here in California. Okay? They're showing 3 earthquakes here south of the border. 3 earthquakes here south of the border. This is in the northern Baja California area. This is a 2.7 minor earthquake here near Monadero, Baja California. 2.7 earthquake here. This is also part of the Baja. This is a 2.2 earthquake here, also near Monadero, Baja California. Over here to the east. Over here to the east. It just disappeared. Oh, here it is right here. This earthquake here is a 2.4. This is west of Alberto Oviedo Meta, Baja California. Okay? Now, guys, what's going on here? Look where this fault is. Look where the fault is. Okay? The San Andreas Fault is further to the east. Further to the east. This earthquake is right alongside this roadway. This is a toll road. This is a toll road running from the border all the way down here through Baja California. All the way down here through Baja California. Huge major toll road here. I have driven on this toll road many years ago. Huge long toll road. 2-lane blacktop, 1 lane in each direction. Most of it is very well paved. Some of it isn't. Okay? Probably isn't at all anymore. Okay? But that's what that is. This earthquake is just west of there. This earthquake is just west of that toll road. Okay? Now, guys, look where it's at. This area should be farmland. Farmland, but it's not. There are hills here, rolling hills throughout this area. This is ranch land. Mexican ranchers have their cattle, bulls, other cattle here, roaming the ranches. Open range here. That's what's going on right here. Okay? I've been here. Okay? We had a camping trip south of the border in Mexico. When I was a Boy Scout leader, I took my troop down here into Mexico for a week-long camporee. Troops from all over the world came down here. We paid approximately $8 a person to camp on this ranch down here. It was great. The boys had a chance to schmooze and have fun with other boys literally from around the world, even in Mexico. That didn't necessarily happen when we were in the United States. Yes, there were camporees here in the United States, but they were not international camporees. Okay, we had a good time. Great time. I don't know how many times that happens anymore. Okay, let's go over here into the Boer region here, Imperial Valley. This earthquake here is in the Imperial Valley, 7 miles northeast of Mexicali. This earthquake is northwest of Calexico, California. 1.7 tremor here. We have earthquakes here on a regular basis. Going to the northwest here. Another earthquake here. Let's zoom in here. USGS says this is 1 mile northwest of El Centro. It is in El Centro, guys. This earthquake is in El Centro, California. This is a 1.3 tremor here in El Centro. Now, guys, unless USGS and Caltech get their heads out of their butts, right now they're not letting us see earthquakes here. Not letting us see earthquakes. Earthquakes happen here all the time. As I said in the past, El Centro, they've been typically having anywhere from 6 to 9 3.0 or larger earthquakes here in El Centro. 3.0 earthquakes are small earthquakes. 3.0, 3.9 earthquakes have been happening here. Anywhere from 6 to 9 earthquakes regularly on a daily basis, every day here in El Centro. Prior to a month ago, we could have anywhere from 23 to 30 earthquakes here in El Centro a day. Earthquakes such as 3.0, 3.9. Small earthquakes. Small earthquakes. Every day. Every day. On this map, north of El Centro, you see a town called Imperial. Imperial also has a seismograph there. Again, they're not showing anything on the data sheet. Guys, we've had 3.0 earthquakes here in El Centro and also here in the town of Imperial, California. In the county of Imperial County, California. Okay. We've also seen minor tremors, 1.0, 1.9, lots of them. We've seen minor earthquakes, 2.0, 2.9 as well. They've happened all the time, every day. And yet lately, USGS doesn't want to show us anything at all. Very sad. Now, I want to go over here to the northeast, southeast here to Holtville. Holtville right here. Ladies and gentlemen, when I was a young man in high school, we had debate tournaments. One debate tournament was in Brawley, California. Let me try to find Brawley here for a second. There's Brawley right there. We had a debate tournament in Brawley, California. We had a debate tournament down here in Holtville of the high schools. Both towns are small towns, maybe several hundred people at the time. Now I believe both these towns are probably anywhere from 10 to 20,000 people here in Brawley and Holtville. Here in Holtville, there's kind of a museum here. It's called the Salton Sea Desert Research Station here in Holtville. Yes, they have a seismic station here, seismograph. But again, they're not showing details of anything here from Holtville. They're hiding the information. Holtville typically has 100 or plus, 100 plus tremors, 1.0 to 1.9. They have probably 50 to 75 minor earthquakes, 2.0, 2.9. And yes, occasionally they'll even have a 3.0 earthquake here in Holtville. Again, they're not showing anything here at all. Sad. Very sad. These earthquakes hit here every day. Not even withstanding one day. They happen here every day. Let's go north here into Calipatria. Calipatria right here. They have a working seismograph here in Calipatria. In the past, we've shown you details from that seismograph. They've still even closed down the seismograph here. They're not showing any data as of late. I don't think they're going to, because every day they have anywhere from 75 to 150 earthquakes here in the El Centro area. 75 to 150 earthquakes a day. Overall here in the Imperial Valley, they have 500 plus earthquakes here a day, every day. Every day. Tremors, minor earthquakes, and 3.0 earthquakes here every day. Yet the United States Geological Survey doesn't want to show any data. Sad. Very sad. One other place up here to the north. This is Bombay Beach on the southeast side of the Salton Sea. Here in this area, every day, they have all kinds of tremors here. 1.0, 1.9. Yes, they even have minor earthquakes, 2.0, 2.9. But the interesting thing about Bombay Beach, they have 3.5 to 4.5 earthquakes here every day. Sometimes they get as low as 3.0, but most of the time they are 3.5 to 4.5 earthquakes here at Bombay Beach. 10 to 15 earthquakes like that every day. Bombay Beach. But the interesting thing to know about Bombay Beach, look where it's at. Smack dab on the San Andreas Fault. Smack dab on the San Andreas Fault here. The San Andreas Fault comes out of Northern California, runs through the state of California, east of Los Angeles, runs down here east of San Diego, runs down here on the east side of the Salton Sea here in the Imperial Valley. Yet every day here at Bombay Beach, we have 10 to 20 earthquakes a day. Somewhere between 10 and 15 every day, if not 10 to 20 every day, without fail. Anywhere from 3.0 to 4.5 earthquakes every day. Incredible. It happens. I'm looking forward to the time we can show you these earthquakes again. They're hiding data. North shore of Salton Sea right here. North shore of Salton Sea is right here. When they have seismographs running here, we can pull up the seismogram showing all kinds of tremor activity happening here at North shore of Salton Sea. Yeah, all the time. All the time. This is also right smack dab on the San Andreas Fault. Right smack dab on the San Andreas Fault. Interesting. Let's go north here. You see some earthquakes right here. We're still having aftershocks here. Several months ago, I believe it was back last November, we had a 5.1 earthquake here. Today, we're still seeing aftershocks from an earthquake. This is a 1.4 tremor here. This is a 0.8 microquake. This is a 1.1 tremor here. This is 10 miles east-northeast of Thousand Palms, California. Allegedly 10 miles east-northeast of Thousand Palms, California. Again, I don't trust USGS any further than I can throw them. Lately, their directions have been way far off. But what I can tell you is I can show you where these earthquakes are. And you can make up your own mind where exactly they're at. As you can see, this earthquake this set of earthquakes here near Indios, Indios, California. Okay, in the same location where those other earthquakes were, including this 5.1 here. Going north here. Okay, this is northeast of Desert Hot Springs. Okay, again, 0.9 microquake here, 0.3 microquake. Okay, that's what's happening here. Also notice this, the proximity of the San Andreas Fault. I am dead sure that this fault has something to do with these earthquakes here. They're literally right next to the fault line. Now, let's go north here. In Southern California. This time, Los Angeles County. Look at this, guys. All throughout Los Angeles, they're hardly showing anything going on except here in the North Southern California area, here in LA. Los Angeles County here. This is Monterey Park, California. Huge park, huge green belt here. 1.3 tremor here. Going north here. Altadena. This is where they had fires last year. Because the mayor, in her own infinite wisdom, did not want to pay to have the reservoirs fill here, to put out fires or to provide water for the residents. So Altadena got destroyed by the fire, as well as Pacific Palisades. Again, no homes have been rebuilt in this area. No homes at all have been rebuilt in this area at all. None. Zero zip. Crazy stuff. Okay. Further here to the west. This is Universal City, California. We all have been there. I can't say all of us. Some of us have been there. What is in Universal City? We have actors and actresses. We have film studios here. Film studios all over University City. This is a 0.8 microquake here. Universal City, California. Okay? North of Los Angeles. We go over here to the east. They say this is a quarry blast. 1.1 quarry blast here. Interesting to know. Look where this earthquake is at. Look where this earthquake is at, guys. This is like 200 miles northwest of that quarry there. 200 miles northwest of that quarry. Okay? This is a 1.1 tremor here. 1.1 tremor here. Look where it's at. This is a semi-forested area in the hills here. The hills here northeast of Los Angeles. Yes, during the fire season, these hills burn. These hills burn. Northeast of Bradbury, California. Okay, these hills burn. Forested, semi-forested area. Now again, they want to say that this is a quarry blast. I say they're full of crap. They're full of crap, guys. Let's call this spontaneous combustus carnivorous. Maybe an exploding tree or exploding rock here. Okay? Exploding rock. It's interesting to note. Guess what? I'm going to show you something. Okay? This is 0.4 miles deep, 1/4 of a mile deep. It's not exploding spontaneous combustus carnivorous, but exploding rock down beneath the ground. This is an earthquake, guys. This is not a quarry blast, nowhere near a quarry. This is a tremor here. Tremor here. Northeast of Los Angeles. Northeast of Los Angeles here. They can say whatever they want. They can say whatever comes to their mind. It does not make it true. It does not make it true. Further out here to the east, right here, Laverne, California. 6 miles north of Laverne, California here. See where Laverne, California is, guys? Let's zoom out here. What is actually going on here? Yes, this is the earthquake fault area. You can see the fault zone here. Okay? This is southwest the San Andreas. But there's still a fault zone here, right there. Just like the Wasatch Fault, this is a fault zone here. Runs to the hillside here, right there. All the way out here now. I don't know what they call this. I don't know what they call this fault zone here. But it's a huge fault zone in this area. That's what caused that earthquake here. Right there. Now, we don't see any other earthquakes until we get down here further in Southern California. Northeast San Diego County. Anza-Breger Desert State Park. This is a 0.5 microquake here. This is a 0.7 microquake. Down here, this is in Borrego Springs, also in the Anza-Breger Desert State Park. 1.2 tremor here. We go further into San Diego County. This one is not in the Anza-Breger Desert State Park. However, this near the Hale Telescope. Palomar Telescope here on Palomar Mountain, northeast San Diego County. Okay? This is on the San Jacinto Fault. The 0.5 microquake here on the San Jacinto Fault. Palomar Mountain, near the Hale Telescope. down here to the south. Now we are northeast of Lake Henshaw. Actually, we're northwest of Lake Henshaw here. Northeast of Escondido. Northeast of Escondido here. I spent a lot of time at Lake Henshaw in the past fishing. Brown trout. 1.5 feet long. Brown trout. Now, that is northwest of Lake Henshaw, right there. We go further to the south here, on the same fault line. Julian, California. This is a 0.8 microquake here, San Jacinto Fault. It's also an aftershock. This time last year, we had a 5.1 earthquake here in Julian. We have an aftershock here, 0.8 microquake today. One more earthquake we want to show you here. This is northeast of Julian. 7 miles northeast of Julian. Also 0.7 microquake here. 2 aftershocks of the 5.1 earthquake here in Julian a year ago. They happen. They happen all the time. Now that makes Southern California have over 900 earthquakes a day. 900 earthquakes a day here in Southern California. What are they showing? Not much. Not 1/5, not even 1/4 of the earthquakes. Not even close to it. Okay? Not even close to it. Maybe 2/10 of a quarter. 2/10 of 25% of the earthquakes in Southern California here that they're showing us. They are making sure we don't see what's happening here. They're making sure we don't see what's happening here. Maybe I need to put the warning out again. The San Andreas Fault right here is locked and loaded. Locked and loaded, I explained this about 2 weeks ago. The San Andreas Fault is locked and loaded to have a 7.0 to a 7.5 earthquake in this region here. Right in this region here. Between this area right here and the US-Mexican border. US-Mexican border here. April 3rd, 2010. April 3rd, 2010, right here. We had a 7.1 earthquake here. That 7.1 earthquake here in Guadalupe, Victoria, Mexico, province of Mexico. 7.1 earthquake here was felt all the way over in Arizona, all throughout northern Mexico, all throughout the Imperial Valley here, all the way up here in San Diego County, throughout San Diego County here, all the way up here into northern Los Angeles, all the way up here in northern Los Angeles. Huge earthquake. Now, guys, let's think about when this earthquake happens here. Southeast of Los Angeles. Southeast of Los Angeles. Northeast of San Diego County. North of the Imperial Valley here. That earthquake is going to devastate this entire region. Buildings are going to fall down. Homes, businesses are going to fall down, completely destroyed. This earthquake here on the San Andreas Fault is going to activate all the other ancillary faults in this region. It will activate all the other ancillary faults in this region, which means this entire region will be destroyed. This entire region will be destroyed at some point in time. There is no way this region can survive what's going to happen here unless people are prepared. Unless people are prepared, guys. You folks that live in Southern California, you need to very seriously think about what I just said. You need to have preparedness kits. You also need to have preparedness plans written down. Write it down. Write it down, guys. Write it down and do so immediately. This major earthquake could hit at any point in time. Literally. It could happen now. It could happen tonight, tomorrow, or even next week or next month. It can happen. It is an earthquake that is imminent. It's imminent, guys. Even USGS says it is imminent. It's going to happen. Nobody knows when, but it is going to happen. Yes, I know what they're showing here. Not much of anything. The agency does not want anybody to realize what's happening here. But I promise you, it will happen. And it will not be fun at all. It will not be fun at all. People's lives are going to be disrupted. People's economies, their bank pocketbook is going to be almost destroyed. Banks are not going to be open. Stores will not be open, but will be looted. Crime is going to be rampant during this earthquake. Everyone here needs to prepare. If you don't live here, you know somebody that does. Maybe you can help them get prepared. Maybe you can mention to them what's going to happen. And tell them that I said so. Tell them that Ron Tyler with the Emergency Management Associates said so. I've proven the data time and time and time again over the last 7 years. I've shown you the data. We've talked about it. I've shown you the information from the agencies. It's going to happen. All we need to do now is prepare and pray. Pray that we are prepared. Pray that we are prepared. Let's go further north here. Now, here we're talking about near Carpinteria, California. Near Carpinteria, California. This is a 1.3 tremor here. This is southeast of Santa Barbara, California. Carpinteria, California. 1.3 tremor here. All during the past week or so, we've seen a lot of minor tremors here, minor microquakes. We've seen it happen. This is a 1.3 tremor here. Look where it's at. It's on the fault line here. See this fault line running along the coastline here? It's on the fault line here. That's why it's happening. This whole fault line is active. Now this is just a minor tremor here. That San Andreas fault, when it pops, it's going to activate all the other faults all throughout this region. Means Santa Barbara will also be affected. All the cities and towns around Los Angeles County and Orange County will also be affected. All the towns and cities around San Diego County are also going to be affected. And of course, all the towns, all the small cities here in the Imperial Valley are also going to be affected. They're going to be part of the earthquake. they're going to be part of the earthquake. You guys all know people that live here. We have even one of our own family members living down here in El Centro, Juanito. Our friend Juanito lives here in El Centro here. He's told us about these earthquakes here. Frequently when he's been here in the chat, he said he's felt those earthquakes. He and his family felt these earthquakes here. I also have friends here in the Imperial Valley. Yes, they do feel these earthquakes. Everyone in this area needs to be prepared. It's going to happen. We don't know exactly when. Okay? Now, let's move up further north here. This time I'm going to move north on the San Andreas. I'm going to make a stop here near San Simeon, California. Right here. This is Templeton, California. 1.2 tremor here. 6 miles west of Templeton, California. Tremors cannot be felt. Too small. Most minor earthquakes, 2.0, 2.9 cannot be felt. But 3.0 and larger can be felt. Let's go over here to the San Andreas. 11 miles northeast of Bradley, California. Another 1.1 tremor here on the San Andreas Fault. We go north here. Greenfield, California. Greenfield, California, guys. West of Greenfield, California. This is also 1.2 tremor here. Okay. Let's go north here. Out here to the east on the Calaveras Fault. This is South Dos Palos, California. South Dos Palos, California. 2.1 minor earthquake here on the Calaveras Fault. We go north here. Over here. Gilroy, California. East of Monterey Bay. We have a small swarm of earthquakes here. This is a 1.3 tremor here. Further to the south, we have a 0.7 microquake here. Right here. This is 1.1 tremor. This is a 1.0 tremor. Right here, the culprit. This is a 3.4 primary quake here. 3.4 small primary quake here. 5 miles northeast of Gilroy, California. During the past months, and I'm saying months now, we have had numerous earthquakes here near Gilroy, California. This is an ongoing issue here. An ongoing issue near Gilroy, California. Let's go here into Monterey Bay now. Take a look at this. Monterey Bay, south of San Francisco Bay. This is a 2.4 earthquake here. This is northwest of Pacific Grove, California. 2.4 earthquake here in San Francisco, or down here in Monterey Bay. Okay, let's go north. Right here. San Ramon, California. San Ramon, California is still shaking. This point in time, these are microquakes and minor tremors here. This is a 1.7 minor tremor here. San Ramon is continuing to shake here. Nobody felt this earthquake because it was too small. But San Ramon, nonetheless, is still shaking here. We've had upwards of 4.7 earthquake here in the last 7 months. Earthquakes are still shaking this area. Aftershocks. Now, at some point in time, guys, we are going to have a large earthquake here. Fact. Whether it's here in San Ramon, or east of there on the Calaveras, or west of there on the Hayward, right here. We have an earthquake here, 1.4 tremor here in San Leandro, California, on the Hayward Fault. 1.4 tremor here. These continue to happen. Now, guys, this tremor, 3 miles north-northeast San Leandro, but this is 6.2 miles, 10 kilometers deep. Shallow earthquake. These earthquakes continue to hit here over and over and over again. Now, let's go back to this earthquake in down here in Gilroy, California. On the Hayward Fault. Notice just west of there, we have the San Andreas. And east of this earthquake, we have the Calaveras. 3 of the most dangerous faults in the world, side by side here. They get even closer together to the south. This is probably one of the most dangerous places to live, and people don't even realize it. People don't even realize it. 3 major earthquake faults. And any day, we could have a major earthquake right here. It's about to happen. Problem is, guys, back in 1979 right here, on the Hayward Fault, we had a 6.9 earthquake here. 6.9 earthquake here. The San Francisco Bay Bridge went down. Both the top and lower level of the San Francisco Bay Bridge collapsed, sending people in cars into the cold San Francisco Bay. None of those people survived. Businesses and buildings went down all over San Francisco. Homes were destroyed in San Francisco. Fires from gas mains erupted. Some areas didn't have enough water to put out the fires. Water mains also broke here. Now, guys, we've now been over 56 years since that earthquake. 56 years since that earthquake. We're overdue for another earthquake here. That's what we're talking about it. That is exactly why we're talking about it. This area is locked and loaded both on the San Andreas, the Hayward, and the Calaveras Fault. All 3 faults are locked and loaded in this region. You folks living here in the San Francisco Bay region, over 7 million people live here. Do any of you have a first aid kit? Do any of you have an emergency preparedness plan? Do any of you have a preparedness kit? If not, why not? You live in California. California sits on top of earthquakes. The entire state sits on top of earthquake faults. And you know what's going to happen. Every day, people take their own lives in danger. traveling up and down the highway systems here. They take their lives in danger each time they walk out of their homes, not knowing whether they're going to return to their homes or not. It's like living in a fairyland. Not only is they not prepared, they don't have a preparedness kit, they don't have a preparedness plan, they don't have adequate clothes to weather an earthquake or weather any other kind of emergency. What's going to happen when this happens? People in this region throughout California, including San Francisco Bay, are going to be blown away. They're going to be blown away, guys, because they're going to realize they weren't prepared. In some cases, some of them didn't even know this existed. Some cases, they didn't even know the fault existed here, or any other earthquake faults existed here. You should now. Emergency Management Associates have been talking about for 7 years now. 7 years. I have covered earthquakes up and down California. I've covered earthquakes here in the United States. I've covered earthquakes worldwide. I've done disaster drills all over the United States. 39 states here in the United States, I've done disaster drills. I've done earthquake drills. I've done huge fire drills. I've done all kinds of terrorist drills. Some communities are ready. Others are not. Some of you need to prepare. Others need to prepare even more. If you haven't started preparing, you need to do it. You need to do it. Lives of yourself and your family depend on it. I just highlighted another earthquake here. This is 1.8 tremor north of San Francisco Bay. 1.8 tremor here, 2 miles northeast of Greenville, California. Never even heard about it till now. First earthquake I've seen in this area, in this region here. 1.8 tremor here. Nobody even felt this earthquake. This was too small of a quake. Up here to the northeast, we have a small swarm, actually a large swarm of earthquakes here. Almost 40 earthquakes here. This is a geothermal facility here, where men have drilled into the upper magma chambers of a volcano to obtain steam to generate electricity through turbine facilities. Generate electricity through turbine facilities here. As you can see, we have multiple earthquakes just happened here. Just happened within the last 40 minutes. Right here, on these red earthquakes here, these red circles. This is a 1.2 tremor here. This is a 1.3 tremor here. This is a 1.0 tremor here. This is a 1.4 tremor here. This is a 0.7 microquake. Down here to the south, this is a 1.0 tremor. There are tremors, there are minor earthquakes, there are microquakes. We've also had 3.0, 4.5 earthquakes here in the geysers facility. Men have drilled into the upper magma chambers of a volcano here north of the geysers facility. North of the geysers facility. It's called the Clear Lake volcano right here. The Clear Lake volcano. They've drilled into the upper magma chambers of the volcano to obtain steam to generate electricity here. Steam to push turbines here. Steam to power turbines here in these facilities. This is just one of the facilities right here. Like I've said in previous broadcasts on the same subject, there are PVC pipes running alongside the roadways all throughout this area, all throughout the hills here in Sonoma County, California. The PVC pipeline is carrying the steam from drill points over to the turbines to generate electricity here in the geothermal area called the geysers. There are 81 different turbines here. 81 different turbines in this facility here. Down here to the south, right here. Right here. This is one of the places they call drill points. One of the places they call drill points, where they drilled into the volcano here. Coming out of the drill points are the PVC pipe carrying the steam to the turbines. There are multiple drill points all throughout the geysers facility. Right here is another set of drill points right there. They exist throughout the geysers facility. Just like the turbine facilities exist all throughout the facility. I believe this is one of the turbine facilities right here. No, it's not. I'm sorry. Yes, it is. It's right there. One set of turbines is right there. Okay? Like I said, there are 81 different turbines spread throughout this whole Sonoma County, California facility here. 81 turbines here. In fact, right there, there's another facility right there. Unreal, guys. Unreal. Look at all these earthquakes here. Now, guys, I would dare say there are close to 45 earthquakes here, ranging in size from 0.1 microquake, 1.0 to 1.9 tremors, 2.0, 2.9 earthquakes, maybe even a 3.0 earthquake here in this area. It can happen. These earthquakes happen here every day. The seismic energy comes off the Pacific plate, comes over here to the North American plate. In this case, the seismic energy finds these drill points, just like the seismic energy finds drill points over in Texas, Nebraska, and Oklahoma. Once it finds the drill points, it fractures rock into man-made earthquake faults, causing earth movement or earthquakes as we know them. That's why we have earthquakes here. Every day. Every day. North of Clear Lake Volcano, almost on a daily basis, we have earthquakes here. This is a 1.5 tremor here in Pillsbury, California. This is a 2.0, 4 miles northeast of Lake Pillsbury, California. Out here to the east, this is Colusa, California. Usually we don't see earthquakes here, but this is a 3.3 earthquake here. 3.3 earthquake here. Okay? This is northwest of Yuba City, California. Northwest Yuba City, California. 3.3 earthquake here. Now, going to the northwest here. This is the southernmost part of the Cascadia subduction zone. The southernmost part of the Cascadia subduction zone. Notice right here, we have 3 earthquakes on the San Andreas Fault. The San Andreas Fault, guys. Right here, you see the triple junction. See the triple junction. This is where the San Andreas Fault meets with the Cascadia subduction zone going north. Also, the Gorda Escarpment running west out into the middle of the Pacific. Here on the San Andreas Fault, we have 3 earthquakes today. This is a 3.7 small earthquake here. 17 miles west of Petrolia, California, on the San Andreas Fault. This is a 2.3 earthquake here, minor earthquake. 9 miles west-southwest of Petrolia. 2.3 earthquake here. This earthquake here, also on the San Andreas. 2.7 earthquake here. 7 miles west of Petrolia, California. Petrolia, California is a small town here in Northern California right there. These earthquakes here are in the ocean here, near the San Andreas Fault, on the San Andreas Fault, caused by the San Andreas Fault. That's what's going on here. Up to the northeast, Willow Creek, California. Almost on a daily basis, we have earthquakes here. This is a 2.5 earthquake here. 2.5 earthquake, 12 miles east-northeast of Willow Creek, California. Going north. Interesting. They are not showing any earthquakes here in Oregon or Washington. They're showing 3 earthquakes in Washington and none here in Oregon. I can guarantee you there are hundreds of earthquakes here in Oregon. I can guarantee you, I can swear on a stack of Bibles, there are hundreds of earthquakes here in Oregon. USGS hides them. Hides them. I can go over the seismograms in the Pacific Northwest Seismic Network and pull up earthquakes here, Oregon and Washington. They're showing 3 earthquakes here in Washington. There are also hundreds of earthquakes here in Washington State. This earthquake here, very interesting. USPS is saying this is 0.3 microquake, 19 miles south of Morganton, Washington. Where is this earthquake anyway? This earthquake is in the foothills of Mount St. Helens, the northern foothills of Mount St. Helens. So why in heck does the USGS say that this is 19 miles south of Morganton, Washington? The simple answer is this. They do not want to want to make sure that nobody says this is anywhere near the volcano. They don't want to associate earthquakes near the volcano because they know darn well what is actually happening at these volcanoes. Both Mount St. Helens and Mount Rainier are showing signs of a near eruption. Not quite an eruption, but near an eruption. Possibly not today or tomorrow, but it's going to be sometime in the near future. Eruption of both Mount St. Helens and Mount Rainier. We have a 0.3 microquake here, 19 miles south of Morganton, Washington, in the foothills of Mount St. Helens. That's what's actually happening here. Okay? They can say whatever they want. Like I said, it doesn't necessarily make it true. It doesn't make it true. Up to the north, southwest of Mount Rainier, Mineral, Washington, allegedly 4 miles southeast of Mineral, Washington. Interesting. Interesting. This is southwest of Mount Rainier. Not in the foothills, but southwest of Mount Rainier. 2.0 minor earthquake. 2.0 earthquake here. Okay? Now, guys, like I said, if I were to check in with the Pacific Northwest Seismic Network, we would find earthquakes here at both of these volcanoes. Earthquakes at both volcanoes. We would see microquakes. We would see minor earthquakes, 2.0 minor, or they would see, we see microquakes, 0.1 to 0.9. Microquakes, we would see 1.1 to 1.9 tremors. We would see 2.0 to 2.9 minor earthquakes. Yes, here at Mount Rainier, we would even see 3.0 earthquakes here at the volcano. But again, the agency doesn't want to show us this. They don't want anybody to know it. But they happen on a daily basis, every day. They're showing one earthquake here on the Olympic Peninsula here. 1.2 tremor here. 5 miles south of Seismic, Washington. West of what? The Puget Sound. 1.2 tremor here west of Puget Sound here. Interesting to know. Again, they're not showing the earthquakes here. But again, if I dived into this Pacific Seismic Network, I could show you hundreds, if not more, microquakes, tremors, and minor earthquakes, as well as small 3.0 earthquakes here in Washington and in Oregon. They're not showing them here. Why not? Just like they're not showing them here. Friday Harbor, Oak Harbor, Glacier Peak. Up here further north, just south of the border, Mount Baker Volcano. They're not showing anything going on here at Mount Baker, but there is. There are microquakes, there are tremors, there are minor earthquakes, 2.0, 2.9. Even seen 3.0 earthquakes here at Mount Baker. But USGS doesn't want to show anything. You never do. Never do. Never once have I seen an earthquake here at Mount Baker. Not once in 7 years. They don't want to show us. Now, guys, I've told this story many times. Right up here, between the Cascadia subduction zone, that runs from here, from Haida Gwaii. This is Haida Gwaii Island right here. Runs from Haida Gwaii all the way south to Petrolia, California, off the west coast of Washington, actually off the coast of British Columbia, Canada, Washington, Oregon, and Northern California. The Cascadia subduction zone. Also just to the west of that, we have another earthquake fault. It's called the Juan, Juan, de de Fuca FPCA, the Juan de Fuca fault. It's the same zigzag fault you see here on this map. Right somewhere in this region between the Juan de Fuca and the Cascadia, we're going to see a 9.0, 10.0 earthquake hit this area, probably within the next 5 years. The next 5 years. Why do I say that? Because as I've shown you earthquakes here in this region, both on and off the coast, we see an increasing amount of earthquakes, not just at the volcanoes, but on the coastline and further inland and off the coast as well. Increase in seismic activity and an increase in the size of the earthquakes as well. That's why we say that. Now, 9.0, 10.0 earthquake. when that earthquake actually reaches here. This is something USGS and all of us have an agreement. When that Cascadia earthquake hits, it's going to devastate this region. It's going to devastate this region. Heidi Petrick just gave us a $20 super chat. Heidi, thank you so much for that. God bless you. I'm giving you an EMA sticker on your super chat. I'm also giving you a thumbs up on your super chat. Thank you so much for that donation to our super chat. God bless you, Heidi. Heidi's one of our faithful followers here. We appreciate her diligence in making sure we keep this program on the internet, making sure we keep this program here on YouTube. God bless you, Heidi. Thank all of you for your donations. I don't see any other super chats here, but that doesn't mean we're not going to have them. We're only partially through this program. If you donate to our PayPal, we also recognize you for that. Thank you for donations to our PayPal, or even to our postal address here. I'll show you in a minute. Ongoing, guys. We appreciate that. Now, getting back to the Cascadia earthquake. It's going to completely devastate this region. From Haida Gwaii, Victoria, British Columbia, Vancouver, Washington, Oregon, and California here. It's going to devastate this region. The earthquake is going to be felt all the way down here to the south, all the way down here to northern Mexico, all the way down here to northern Mexico. Why? Because, guys, as I explained, the San Andreas Fault connects to the north with the Cascadia earthquake, the Cascadia subduction zone. It's a known fact. Back in December 2023, 2 days before Christmas, Chris Goldfinger, Professor Emeritus, now of Oregon State University, addressed a following of geologists and seismologists in San Francisco. He said that when the Cascadia earthquake hits, it's going to trigger the San Andreas Fault. Seismic energy from that earthquake is going to be felt all the way down to northern Mexico. It's also going to be felt all the way up into Canada, Vancouver, Haida Gwaii, all throughout this area, up and down the fault line, all the way up here into Alaska. It's going to also hit here in Alaska. Now, what else is going to hit here? What else is going to hit here, guys? Within 20 to 30 minutes after the Cascadia earthquake hits, there will be a major tsunami occurring. Then 20 to 30 minutes after the earthquake hits, the water is going to rush away from the shoreline here. The water is going to rush away from the shoreline. It's going to go out to sea. It's going to go out to sea here. Why is that? Because when that earthquake hits, a portion of the sea bottom is going to drop out just like this. A portion of the sea bottom is going to drop out like this. The water from the coastline is going to rush out to sea to fill that void. After that water goes out here and fills that void, it's going to come rushing back to the shoreline. It's going to come rushing back to the shoreline within 20 minutes. It does not matter how far out at the sea that sea bottom fell. The ocean water is going to be rushing back to the shoreline at over 100 miles an hour. There's going to be a major tsunami, anywhere from 50 to 150 foot high, hit this whole region, hit Washington, Oregon, and all of California. I kid you not. The entire coastline of Northern America is going to get hit with a tsunami because of the Cascadia earthquake here. Canada's also going to feel that tsunami here. We're going to see remnants of the tsunami here in Alaska. Now, 324 years ago when this last earthquake hit, I'm talking about the Cascadia earthquake. The last time it hit, the people here in Japan also had that tsunami. The water rushed from the western shoreline of North America, came over here to Japan. The people of Japan kept excellent records. That's why we know the date and time that it happened in Washington. We know the date and time it happened. Japanese people kept records. The wall of water hit Japan as well, and probably upwards here in Alaska, Russia here, Kamchatka Peninsula, the Sea of Okhotsk here, hit over here in China, Taiwan, the Philippines, Southeast Asia, Indonesia, Papua New Guinea here, Australia, the Solomon Islands, Vanuatu, the Legacy Islands down here to the south, Tonga, Samoa, and New Zealand here. The tsunami is going to be felt all over this region. Also going to be felt over here on the west coast of South America. The entire Ring of Fire is going to be feeling parts of this earthquake, whether it's a tsunami or the shaking. The shaking is going to be felt all the way down to northern Mexico. But the tsunami is going to reach all the way across and around the Ring of Fire. That's what's going to happen, guys. That's what's going to happen. Does anybody have any questions for me? Just so you know, the western portion of the United States is going to be feeling a short heat wave here this week. Short heat wave is going to be felt here in the western mountains of North America. With temperatures anywhere from 70 to 100 degrees here in Utah, Nevada, and portions of southern Idaho, New Mexico as well. Probably even as far south as Arizona. Heat wave, guys. Temperatures in northern Utah are going to range from 70 to 85 degrees in northern Utah. Southern Utah way down here in St. George, Enterprise, you guys are going to see 85, 95 degrees down here. Over here in southeast Utah, you guys are going to see 70, 80 degrees here. Even down here in southwestern Colorado, you guys are also going to feel parts of this heat wave. It's going to spread further to the east as it goes eastward. That's what's going to happen this week. Meantime, guys, up here in the northern tier of states in southern Canada, you guys are here still feeling the heat wave or the snow and the cold wave here. Temperatures have dropped down here in North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota, Michigan, Wisconsin, Illinois, Ohio, and the eastern seaboard. Temperatures ranging from 30 degrees down to 0. 30 degrees down to 0 in the northeastern seaboard here. In Michigan, guess what happened today? In Michigan, they've had temperatures down to 0, with snow anywhere from 24 inches deep up to 3 feet deep. 2 to 3 feet of snow here in Michigan. They're calling a snow day for schools and businesses here in Michigan. Snow day. They're advised against any travel here in Michigan because of the snow and blizzard conditions. 0 visibility. If you absolutely don't have to drive, don't do it. Stay home. Stay home. On the East Coast here, from northern New York, all the way up here to Maine, going over here in Nova Scotia, Canada, blowing snow and blizzard conditions. You guys are going to see it if you're not already. Be prepared, guys. Be prepared. Okay? It's happening. Down here where I live, North Carolina. Down here in western North Carolina right here. Okay? I live here in Morganton. Today we had 60 degree temperatures here in Morganton. 60 degree temperatures here in Morganton. Tomorrow we may have 50 degree temperatures here in Morganton. And temperatures at night are going to drop into the teens. Cold temperatures here throughout southern Virginia, down into North and South Carolina, and even down here to northern Georgia. Low temperatures, guys. Low temperatures. You guys, if you haven't already, check and make sure your furnaces are still operating. Make sure they're still operating, guys. Okay? Make sure you have your heaters and the natural gas flowing. You're going to need it. You're going to need it, guys. Northeastern Kentucky as well. Northeastern Kentucky. Parts of northern Tennessee as well. Low temperatures can persist. I don't think you're going to get any snow, but you're going to see low temperatures. Now here in North Carolina, the skies have cleared. All the storms that plagued us yesterday have cleared out of North and South Carolina. They moved out to sea. The storm system moved out to sea over the Atlantic Ocean. Now, given that condition, this storm system is heading over here to the east. It's going to hit Spain. It's going to hit France. And guys, we have Demon Catman here, east of England. Southwestern England is also going to get hit. Ireland, Scotland, also going to get hit with storms. Now, by this time it gets here, they may see snow here. If not snow, they're going to see heavy, cold rain. Heavy, cold rain here. Get prepared, guys. Get prepared. I know you see this all the time. Get prepared, guys. I don't think this is going to be a fun time later this week for all of you. Sweden this time of year has snow. Norway and Sweden and Finland have snow here all the time. All the time. I think if you guys are still watching me here in Sweden, Norway, and Finland, get prepared. I think another snowstorm's about to hit you guys. Okay? It's going to hit. Does anybody have any questions for me about anything we talked about tonight? Now, I know I came in late tonight. I had a doctor's appointment. My insurance company's changed at the beginning of the year. Because of that change, my present insurance does not cover my old doctor. My old insurance no longer covers my old doctor as well, so I had to find another doctor. I spent 3 hours in the doctor's office, filling out paper and going through a physical here. That's why I was late coming on the air. But I still made it here to the air here to talk to you. Does anybody have any questions for me about anything we talked about? I'm happy to discuss anything you have to talk about here. Anything at all? Jose Estrada is saying he's got his portable water cooler and extra backup power. I agree on that. All of you who live in the snowbound area, I hope you have backup power because some people are without power now. Some people are without power now. Just for kicks and giggles, hold on about the power. Okay, I'm going to check power outages right now. Okay, fortunately, let me take a screenshot of this. There are power outages in parts of Wisconsin, Michigan, and the Pacific and the Eastern Seaboard. Power outages here. Okay, for example, Michigan. Let me download this here and show it to you. Give me a second here. You're kidding me. Let me try this again. Now, this is only showing outages here in the United States for whatever reason. Okay, this is it. Let me show you this. Okay, right now, parts of Michigan and Wisconsin are without power. Down here in northwestern New York, going up here into the northeast, you guys are also without power here. Let me tell you about the cities that are without power here, or the states. Michigan, outages by utility, 77,209 people without power in Michigan. In New York, 26,404 people without power. Pennsylvania, 22,951 people without power in Pennsylvania. Kentucky, 10,170 people in Kentucky. One of my best friends, Mark Pryor, lives here in Kentucky. California, on the other hand. California is without power in some areas because of rain. Some parts of California, because of the rain, have been without power now for 2 days. 8,897 people without power in California. Massachusetts, snow. 6,566 people without power in Massachusetts. New Jersey, 6,477 people without power in New Jersey. Vermont, 6,044 people without power in Vermont. That's what happened during the last 24 to 40 hours. Power outages throughout this area. Okay. The yellow here consists of 50,000 to 100,000 people without power. The blue area is 10,000, 50,000 people without power. That's huge. That's huge. Now, guys, if you were without power, you're not going to see this program. Probably won't see this program except maybe on your phones. If you have backup power, your phones are still running. Guys, I hope you're safe. I hope you're safe and warm. Be safe out there, guys. This is not going to be pretty at all. Not going to be pretty at all. These power outages are going to be ongoing for probably the next 36 to 48 hours, maybe longer because of the snow. I'm sure the power companies have plenty of trucks and crews trying to get out on the roads to repair the power. I'm sure that's happening. But again, some parts of Michigan have already said, don't drive, don't go anywhere. Even the cold will freeze the power lines, knock down the power lines, and people are going to be without power. Wind is also a factor here. There's snow and blowing snow, 35 to 60 mile per hour gusts of wind. Blizzard conditions are also down in the power lines and breaking off tree limbs, which also takes down the power lines as well. That's what's happening, guys. That's what's happening in your neck of the woods. Any questions about this? Any questions? I ask the Lord's richest blessings upon all of your heads. I ask the Lord to bless those people without power. I ask the Lord to bless those people that are stranded by the snow. I hope and pray that each one of those people have food to eat and heat enough to keep them warm. May God bless all of you. Again, this is the Easter season. This is the Easter season. I'm going to continue putting out this message until at least after Easter. Before Christ passed away on Golgotha, he took some of his disciples over here to the Garden of Gethsemane. He asked them to kneel down and pray. Then he went further into the garden and knelt down himself, asking his heavenly Father to bless him. And in fact, he knew what his mission was before he even came to this earth. While he knew he was a savior of the world, he knew what he must do. I can only imagine the anxiety that he felt, the love that he felt for each one of us. He also knew the pain that he was about to endure. He prayed to his Father in heaven, to be his will. Take this cup from him, but not as he willed, but as his Father will be done. Christ said, not my will, but thou be done. Once while he was praying, he wandered back to his disciples and found them asleep. He woke them up and asked them to continue praying for him and praying for the gospel of Jesus Christ to be spread. At some point in time, Christ came out of the garden. His disciples followed him. And he's later crucified on his cross at Golgotha. While he was in the garden, he prayed. My friend and author, Rich Paul Evans, wrote this last week. He said, "Oh Lord, if I could borrow just one breath from the night you walked the garden alone, not to ask for miracles, not to beg for proof, but to feel what it's like to be enough, just enough. without the weight of tomorrow's promises. And if you answered, I'd probably cry. Not because it hurt, but because I stopped pretending. I knew how to carry it out. So keep the stars. Keep the thunder. Just let me sit here in the dark and believe you're still listening. Brothers and sisters, may God bless each one of us, that we may have the same spirit about us. That we can pray to our Heavenly Father. That we can borrow just one breath from the night that Jesus walked in the garden alone. Not just so we could feel the pain, but to be enough. To be enough. Knowing that Christ and our Heavenly Father hear and answer our prayers to help us gain a better testimony of the love our Savior Jesus Christ has for us. He laid down his life for us. One, to take upon himself the sins of the world, but also, two, so that each man or woman that was ever on this earth could also be resurrected and live again in Heavenly Father's kingdom for eternity. May God bless us that we may have this assurance in our lives. May we gain better testimonies of our Savior Jesus Christ. This Sunday is going to be Palm Sunday. Please join me in church on Palm Sunday. Know the Savior's love for each one of us. I pray that we may feel His Spirit to be with us and our families, to bless us here in this Easter season. May God bless you today, tomorrow, and forever. I love you. I love Jesus Christ, your Savior. May He bless you throughout your time here on this earth and forever. Guys, if anything else happens tonight or tomorrow, we'll be back on the air to tell you about it tomorrow evening or any time after the earthquake happens or an incident happens. We'll be back here to tell you about it as soon as the information becomes available. Otherwise, we will be back here at 4 p.m., just after 4 p.m. tomorrow evening, with another episode of the Emergency Management Associates here on YouTube. God bless you. May God be with you this day and always. God be with you until we meet again. We'll see you on the other side. Have a good night, everyone. God bless. See you soon. Good night.
Emergency Management Associates, we're dedicated and true, bringing you the essential knowledge, helping you see things through. From disaster preparedness to navigating recovery's embrace, we're here to guide you in every unpredictable time and place. Make it easy to grasp and absorb, sharing strategies for safety, the vital lessons you can't afford to hoard. So thank you for watching, and thank you so much for your sub. You're a key part of our growing family, inspires us. Your feedback acts as a guiding light, helping us continually grow and making our channel's future bright.